The Giza Zoo is a zoological garden in Egypt. It is one of the few green areas in the city. It includes Giza's largest park. The zoo covers about 80 acres and it is home to many endangered species. The first to be built in the Middle East, where species have been successfully bred in the zoo, including the first California sea lion to be born in the region. The zoo was built by Talawy Ismail and opened on 1 March 1891. It was built on about 50 fadan and it was once part of the Harim Garden. Talawy Ismail imported many plants from India, Africa and South America, of which the banyan tree planted about 1871 can still be seen. The original 180 birds and 78 other animals in the zoo's collection were taken from Ismail's private menagerie, and in the late 1870s the state took over the zoo as partial payment of the Ismail debts. In January 1890, Harim Building was opened as a natural history museum and was used in this manner until a new museum was opened in Tahrir Square in 1902. The portion of the gardens facing the Nile were sold to the public for large homes, but the Harim Gardens were kept intact. When the zoo was built, the exhibits with the semi-natural habitats were considered spacious by European standards. The animal collection emphasized Egyptian species and at one time claimed 20,000 individuals representing 400 species, though many of these may have been migratory birds. By the mid of 20th century, the zoo was considered one of the best zoos in the world, but it has had trouble adapting the pressures of growth in the latter half of the century as human populations in Cairo have increased. By the end of the World War II, the zoo claimed 4,700 exhibits, with a total of 700 mammals and 500 reptiles. Attendance levels of 43,567 in 1889.
حديقة حيوان تستحق منا كل الاهتمام لأنها جزء من تاريخ مصر، ويعني هي ثاني حديقة في العالم أنشئت بعد حديقة لندن.
The zoo deserves all our attention because it is part of the history of Egypt and it is the second zoo in the world after the London Park. Whether prosperous or late, because it is an archaeological garden and has a great interest rating. It was and also will be aspiring for the coming period to bring about a major development involving all its facilities, and we will start the House of Reptiles and House of the Sevan, so that after the development we will achieve a basic goal, which is to return to the International Federation after we left it for administrative reasons and other reasons related to the presentation of some animals such as the Sevan, objected by the Union. And the second goal is the work of land newscape and services to the public so that the park again return to the world with the preservation of the archaeological character of the park. And we have a specific plan in coordination with the National Service of the Armed Forces, and the development will begin soon. The second focus is on providing recreation areas for the public. Attendance levels of 43,567 in 1889 rose to 223,525 by 1906. And in 2007, the zoo hosted almost 3.4 million visitors. In 2004, the zoo lost its membership with the World Association of Zoos and Aquariums because it did not pay membership fees and then ignored the recommendation of the WAZA inspectors. As of 2010, it is a member of the African Association of Zoos and Aquarium, PAAZAB, and is working towards getting a reaccredited by the WAZA. Mammals at the zoo included giraffes, black bears, raccoons, elephants, sea lions, tigers, lions, zebras, red foxes. The zoo has a lot of different species of the birds also, like flamingos, falcons, lovebirds, ibis, vultures. The zoo has many species of reptiles also that belong to Egypt, like the Egyptian cobra and tortoise. It also has Nile crocodiles and American alligators. The gardens include road paved with black stones, flag from touristy footpath decorated with the pebbles laid out like mosaics, and a pond with a marble island that is now the zoo's tea island. The zoo also includes a suspension bridge designed by Gustave Eiffel that lets visitors view the animals from above. The bridge may have been the first elevated viewing area at any zoo in the world. As part of the upgrades to help the zoo recover its membership in Waza, in 2008 the bear exhibits was outfitted with fans and mysteries to help the cool bears. There are plans also to run the chilled water through the floors to make the bears more comfortable.
The Giza Zoo is a zoological garden in Giza. It's one of the few green areas in the city, which includes the Giza's largest park. The zoo covers about 80 acres and it is home to a special endangered species and a selection of endemic fauna. This is Sahar Talawy for Nile Cruise.